I heard we ate the first piece of chocolate. You're gagging.
It's kind of like saying you're a Navy SEAL if you're not a Navy SEAL.
What do you mean?
Saying that you're eating that much, but you're not really.
He's lying because then he comes on Mondays.
That the problem?
He comes here on Mondays. I give him chocolate. He breaks apart. He's sweating. He's turning red. So he's doing something funny at home with the chocolate. It might not be Hershey's.
What's going on at the chocolate at home?
Nothing's going on with it at here. If you guys watch the Periscopes, Joey, if I get like 26 seconds to eat the edibles because I don't know if Joey chews them. He just is able to swallow them whole. I can't do that. I have to chew. If you watch on the Periscope, I don't let it touch my tongue because I hate the taste. So I chew it and I keep it and I do it real slow. It takes about 2 minutes and I do it fine. But here, that's why I puked that one time because you were just like, swallow it! And I tried to swallow an entire chocolate bar like all chewed up in my mouth and I puked.
All right, we got to watch it from now on. The Periscope from now on. You got to show the brand.
I always show the brand.
I'm sure if we look at the old ones, we're going to see Hershey's Kisses.
It's like when you cheek one of your pills when you're in the psych ward.
I have no experience with that, but I'm sure I would. Jesus Christ, he used to take labels and switch them on me, and then not even that.
I believe you.
On the Chiba Chews.
Yeah.
Not even just the labels.
Hilarious.
I'm sure I asked him every time. I'm sure you just made it up. At a certain point he just stopped telling me. He'd be like, "What? It has. Don't worry about that." He would just start lying eventually. Like he wouldn't even lie at the end. He would just say.
They used to have two types of stuff. They used to have these one, and I can't remember now because it's been like a year. One time, I had Ari coming on, and even Ari, Intelligent, Israel, the whole thing. He said,
Intelligent Israel?
Yeah, the whole thing. I'm going to be watching you. I don't trust you. So I went over to the store, and what I did was they had regular chocolate, regular stars for like 125 milligrams, but they had rock candy that was the same company, but only 25 milligrams. So I took the rock candy out of the rock candy bag and put the stars in there. So even after Ari came to me and said, let me look at it, and he read it, and I'm like, he's going to catch that it's hard rock candy. He didn't catch it. He goes, okay, I'll eat one. They're only 25
He got so
milligrams.
fixated on the milligrams. That's all he saw.
That's all he saw. So then I took him deep.
That's why you're a wizard. You're like a warlock.
I used to give him 180 milligram Chiba Chews, but I'd take the label and put 70 on it and just give him half. So he thought he was eating 35, but he was really eating 90. Why fuck with that? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know, Lee, if he says I keep eating, he's going to get nervous on the milligram.
Because he's got his head tripping himself.
People getting, So
you use your warlock skills to do like, you do like situational blindness on people.
Sure.
So you can help them.
Sure.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Now I can do 1,500. I have never once stolen valor like that. Those terrible people.
Stolen valor. Stolen weed valor.
That's what it's called. Have you ever had that at your jiu-jitsu school?
What's that?
Like someone coming in pretending to be a black belt?
No, it's 100% solvable in about 30 seconds.
Right, I've seen videos of it. It's crazy.
Right, you just know. I mean, it's like there's no lies on the mat. It's what it is.
Why would somebody come in and do something like that?
It's weird. People are misguided. They don't know anything. There's a guy I was training with this morning, and he was just drop in, wanted to be around certain guys or there, whatever. And I was like, oh, this is how. And I'm wearing a gi. Like I hadn't had a gi on in 8 years, long time. And so I just got a gi on and my Hawaiian board shorts, and no belt. And he said, whatever. And I said, oh, sure, I'll drill with you. And I was like, well, I want you to tuck your knee up in here more. No, yeah, I got it. And he's one of those I got it guys. And you can tell when you feel with somebody that you go, oh, they don't have any experience, and which isn't a bad thing. It's just what it is. But the bad thing is when I'm so fucked up that I got to pretend like I have some experience. You can pretend you're a kickboxer. Maybe you're great on mitts or whatever, but you don't know what it's like to be in a scrap. And that's cool too, whatever. But like, you can't hide from jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? It's like, because you're going to get strangled or people know. And I don't know in this day and age what it is that makes people go, yeah, I'm going to pretend some shit. There's some guys at Eddie's. There's a dude that pretended he was a purple belt or something before he was or something like that.
Right.
And he'd never even gotten a blue or something like that. But, the kid had an aptitude. He was good. He'd stuck with it. But he just wanted to be better than he was, which I always thought was a little silly about, like, why are you chasing a belt? Why aren't you just here in the art of it? Like, who gives a fuck what belt that is? Like, I don't care at all. Like, I don't know. It's a trip, to have that as the goal as opposed to I want to be healthy. I want to be able to defend myself. I want to be able to move around. I want to be able to be with my pals every day. And to need that kind of reinforcement, like I need to be in the rankings is it kind of feels like
you're fucking 6.
Yeah, it feels like you're a little kid. You're trying to be a little
train
kid.
at that stunt place?
Yeah, down at 87.
Now where is this?
Down in Inglewood.
And they have like now they shoot movies there and stuff, right?
Well, shoot like previses and
what is it? The John Wick people?
Yeah.
I know he works.
Yeah, they do they've done all the really big action movies. Like they do a lot of the action choreography for that. Shoot previses, all the gun work and stuff for John Wick, Deadpool, like all that type shit.
I heard John Wick was and the second one too was just amazing. I heard it like
it's phenomenal.
I heard Keanu's great. Like because I've seen some of the trailers.
You know the difference, Lee, is that you see a guy like who's the guy that's 106 years old that was fighting wolves and then his daughter got kidnapped. Liam Neeson.
Taken.
Yeah, and so you see a simple jump over the fence, Liam, and it's like his feet, his head, his waist, the fence, and it's 100 different little video montages to make it appear as if a 75-year-old man is actually getting over a 12-foot fence. It's not happening. But with Keanu moves like that, like he's an athlete, and that's a lot of the reason why that looks so good in there. I mean, they're the best choreographers too. They're fantastic, man. And they got great stuntmen that are in all those, like just legends and beautiful performers, top to bottom. Like those guys, but that's the difference. I think is like you got a guy that can actually do the bit. You know, you get a Chris Hemsworth or a Keanu Reeves or something like that. That can Tom Cruise. He does all his own shit. It looks great. His shit looks great.
Fucking what's that movie he did with Jamie Foxx?
Oh, the driving one, the taxi one?
He was very good.
Dude, he was like...
There's times I watch those movies and I go, no, you know what? Say what you want to say about Tom Cruise.
He's great.
I just watched Jack Reacher on The Flight and was an Academy Award winner, but I love him.
Entertaining.
I love him to death, so I watch him.
What was like the sci-fi one where he like kept having the same day over and over again?
Vanilla Sky?
No.
That was a good movie.
It wasn't that
What
one.
about the one where they looked into his mind about the cops?
Oh, yeah. Minority
Report.
Yeah, that was great.
That's where we're almost living. A couple more weeks, we'll be right there.
I wouldn't doubt it. Have you ever thought about do you want to expand in acting? Because you've done all these roles with such amazing actors. I can imagine you must have learned so much from all the
How many movies now?
I don't know, like 30 or 40 or something.
Christ.
I was going to say, no, I just want to stay there. I was going to give an Eddie Bravo answer. No, like he loves to live troll. Who loves to live troll more than Eddie? But yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Have you how much
I take classes and I do all that and I work out for a lot of things. I'm in a thing. Me and Danny Trejo got a little piece this weekend coming up, and then Ross and Thurber Marshall's a dude that did a movie. We were the Millers.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? And he'd met me on that before, and then that was a long time ago. And so I got a little thing on his next piece coming up here. And so I think it's just a lot of word of mouth. It takes time for that. And also I came in as a stuntman, but I look like this. And so I'm not like a nondescript guy. So it's hard for guys to place me in places. So then I had to get good at acting, because then you're going to be in roles and you're going to have facial expressions and that, and all the, that takes training. And so I kind of took to that training like I took to it with jiu-jitsu or with fights also, and I think that it's maybe it's a thing that happens, Lee. I hope so. I'd love to be like, somebody was asking me, well, what are your goals with it? And I'm like, well, I'd like to be on a billboard. I'd like to be on the poster and have my name be one of the 4 names that's there, and like I'd like to do all that. Like that's where I really want it to go. And there's nowhere that I have more fun. Is a lot like fighting when somebody yells action, I think. And that's the other reason, like, I want to spread into it so much that I'm going to do it to however I have to, which also is like, I want to go into stand-up, because that's a way you can kind of force the hand. And I think you get to dictate the role and you get to perform whenever you want in a way. And I think it's terrifying. I think it's as scary as going into being a fighter in the octagon or anything else to get on stage. I see guys that do stand up and I see guys that are open micers, and it fascinates me with the kind of amount of courage that it takes to really bury yourself. And I think you have to do it with a huge risk. You have to be super real, because if you're not super real, those are guys being around the Comedy Store for all this time. I look at guys that have done the same shtick for forever, and they've never really risked, and they're in the same place they were 10, 15 years ago.